Good morning or good night, depending on where you are in this world, and welcome to a brand new album review of The Shield Dude on a Couch. I'm your host, Hector, and today we're talking about the new album by Astronoid, which is album number 4, and it's called Star God. And it's out today, this Friday, 10 tracks, 45 minutes on Free Dot Recordings, Peripheries label, and I have the shirt. This band, I really enjoyed their last album, like Radiant Bloom. I actually reviewed on the channel, so I'll post the link somewhere around here. And this is an album that it's a really uplifting record, and it sounds very uplifting. But it sounds like a lot of like 80s synth with rock and some pop stuff mixed into the rock sound. But it is a concept. It's not a concept record, but it is a record of themes, and the themes that this album explores are mortality, loss, hope, and and it was inspired by tough times that the band members went through. You couldn't tell if you listen to the album because the album sounds very uplifting at times, and Astronoid always have that ethereal sound because Brett Boland, he's got a distinctive tone to his voice that when you listen to it, you're like, yes, this is Astronoid. So, like I said, this album sounds like it's rooted in the 80s, like a very heavy influence to their sound, plus their progressive side with their ethereal sound. Yes, this is what you can expect from the sound of the record. So let's talk first about the first two singles that the band released for this record. So the first single they released was Third Shot, and when I first listened to the first single, I was like very pumped with what I was hearing. Uh, it feels like it's fast, like a fast-paced song, but it has like that ethereal spaciness to it. Some great guitars and synth work, and Brent sounds amazing on it. And you can tell that it's the type of song that the chorus stays in your head. I really loved it, and it got me excited for this new Astronaut record. The second single they released is Love Weapon, which is the second track on the record. And the intro guitar to this is so tasty. And when the synth kicks in, you are in for like a musical journey. This is a song that makes you feel good, and the whole vibe of this record is like it's like you are floating on a journey into outer space.
Same. Space, 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 space.
Yes, that's exactly what it sounds like. Space, like a journey through space, and that's what the record device of the record is. Because like if you listen to the record, the first song is called Embark, and the last song is called Arrival. So it's almost like it takes you through a journey through space to contemplate on the deep meanings of life. So that Embark song, it's such a great way to open the album. And like I said, it feels like you're flying into space. And there's a part where Brent says goodbye, and you're like, yes. And I don't know, I got a lot of Coheed and Cambria vibes from that song, and it makes sense because they actually toured. And they did a few shows with Coheed and Cambria, which I saw when I lived in Florida in 2018. I saw the Contortionist, Asteroid, and Coheed and Cambria. Uh, the only bad thing about that concert is that's the concert where someone tried to stab me, man. And again, please don't stab me. Don't try to stab me if you see me at a show, no matter if I didn't like the record, man. But going back to the song, so yeah, that Embark song takes you on a journey, and I took that journey several times. The 45 minutes, this is an album that really sunk its teeth into me. I really enjoyed every second of it. You get more 80s vibes on songs like Star God. And I love the piano synth that begins that song. This is a track that the vocals are more soothing. It takes more its time. So it's a slower track. I wouldn't call it a ballad, but it's slower in tempo. Then you have a song like Explosive. Then the start is very hypnotic. Again, I felt like I'm floating in space. And then the guitar has a melody that comes back in several times. And there's a part where like there's a bombastic explosion to the song. So the name really fits in well with the track. You got a song called Dream Protocol 88, which I think is such a fun album title. And this is like one of the shortest songs, like at less than 3 minutes. And the the initial drumming for this one like gave me 80s rush vibes. I'm like goosebumps. It was so good. And it's a short and fun song. Like it doesn't overstay its welcome. Then you have a song called Depressed Mode. And for a song called Depressed Mode, it is not depressing at all. So it's pretty like mid tempo to fast tempo, but it feels like, again, the amazing synth work, and it feels like very uplifting. So it's not, even though it's called Depressed Mode, you don't get that when you listen to the song. Actually, you feel like hopeful. And again, they use those synths and electronics in a way that enhances the other instruments, the guitars, the drums, the bass. And again, the ethereal voice always gets me. The album ends with Arrival, and this one starts with a more aggressive drumming on the pounding, and then it eases you in, and it has a guitar riff that you heard before on Embark. So that's a great way to connect the two songs, like on a loop. Like you got a returning riff on Arrival that was on Embark, and on that one, Brent says he says something different. He says instead of saying goodbye, he says, "I hope to stay dreaming," and I'm like, "Me too, man." I'm like, "No, I don't want to go back to Earth after I listen to this record."
Welcome to planet Earth.
Yes, welcome to Earth, where he gets a little bit more depressing every day. But yes, this is a great album by Astronoid. Uh, to me, all their four albums are great. I think the album from them that I thought was maybe the safest was the second one, but I like that they experiment. And I can say that the lead singer, Brett Boland, I like his ethereal voice. I think it could be an acquired taste for some people. Like if you don't like that type of like nasally, like ethereal voice, maybe you won't be a fan of this. But I actually like it, and I think it makes them stand out from other bands. They did start more as a progressive metal band, but they on this album the sound is a little bit more pop and accessible, but it's still a rock record, and I enjoy it. And of course, it's very 80s influence. So I want to know from you, cultures, what do you think of this album by Astronoid, Star God? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Comment down below what are your favorite tracks. And if you like the videos that I'm putting out, do not forget to give me a like and do not forget to subscribe. That helps me with the YouTube algorithm to get to more people like yourself. So until next time, couchers, this is Hector, the Shield on the couch, and I'll see you all right here on the couch. Thank you and goodbye.